Heyo and welcome today. Today is joined by me, Daniel, and we are painting this piece here, this image, this evolution. This is a creature that I evolved because the original creature was created from Chris Young. I have done another evolution line with Chris Young. He did the second and fourth, and this time I'm doing the third. Oh, he did the first. No, first. Yeah, he did the second and fourth, and this time I'm doing the second and fourth of this creature line. So that's a little game that we kind of play where one of us designs the creature, and then the other one evolves it, and then the other one evolves it again, and evolve again. And the game could go on forever, really, if you wanted it to. Um, but I usually about four evolutions at the moment. With these two creatures that we created, we did the four evolutions. Seems like a good point. We get two goes each, and yeah, it just kind of flows. I kind of feel like after that you can't really push them too much. I mean, with this evolution line, with the third evolution line here, it was quite a little bit of a mission to evolve it. I was looking at the third evolution of this creature, and I was like, it's already really great. It doesn't really need more, you know. He looks ferocious enough. What more? Um, that was the first impression, and then just thinking on it and looking at it. Um, Eventually, I came up with this idea for the evolution, where his armor, his body armor that he has, kind of morphs into the rest of his body. Because in the first kind of evolution, he's mostly kind of um, a little bit of body and all that armor. And then, I kind of expand out where he's got the legs are growing bigger, his head's coming out, he's got fangs. And then Chris again, expands that further with a kind of a even bigger gun, added more like rockets and things to his armor. But his armor is still kind of on top. With this, I've kind of extended his armor to go and kind of cover his legs, which is similar to something like Digimon would do, where part of his, you see the evolutions, how they evolve, and you see like their necklace that they're wearing or something, or whatever it is. It might be their tail becomes part of their legs, or part of their hands or arms or something, to make it more powerful and ferocious. So that's kind of what I was going for, to make him more tank like, more, give him more oomph to his body, more tank, more armor. I feel like the third evolution is very he could be quite swift, and he could be quite fast. Obviously not too fast because of those back legs, but he still has a lot of maneuverability, being able to move a lot. Where this fourth evolution, he's not so mobile, but he has a lot of armor and a lot of weaponry and things to defend himself. Um, so it's kind of a trade-off there, in a way. And there's many ways I could have gone. I could have gone more swift, or yeah, I could have gone more swift, where his body got a little bit more faster. with like bigger legs, to move around further, smaller tail. So there's things I could have done there, but I decided to go this route where he was more tank like. He seemed a little bit more scary per se, and yeah. So way I went, I was really struggling at first, like what to do without making it just look like another kind of copy of the third, the third evolution. When you're changing something up, you don't want to make it seem too the same as the other one. But yet you don't want to go completely so far that you don't recognize it anymore. You're like, oh, I don't understand where this came from, or this doesn't seem like he's part of the same family. You've got to kind of keep in restrictions. And that's what I feel is good about doing something like this. You have to think about that. You have to think about the restrictions, and those perimeters that you have, to create this thing. You can't just go, and do whatever you want. You could if you wanted to. I could have just added like 20, 30 guns or something. But then that would be like, look silly and just won't make sense, kind of a thing. Um, and again, that would, that wouldn't make sense as well, because with all those guns around him, he'd probably be slowed down a lot. So he wouldn't move a lot either, and it's like, well, he's already got enough guns. So I didn't actually add any more guns. He has all kind of the same amount of guns and rockets or whatever he has as the original. He just has a more tanked up body, than the third evolution. Yeah, yeah, lots of fun. I always find it challenging. I do these within 90 minutes, but I do a few pre-drawings before it, because I don't want to spend all my time trying to figure out what it's going to look like. So I do probably a good half an hour to an hour ish. Sometimes it's a whole night before, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours of just jotting down the ideas of this. Sometimes it's just, half an hour, 20 minutes till I got kind of a gist of where I'm going and what I'm doing. That's good enough that I can then be like, yep, it's good enough to continue this as a 90-minute. So it is not just 90 minutes. I do before pre-hand drawings, and that's just because I'm not copying an image, because usually with the 90 minutes I'm just copying an image, or drawing it in the style per se. I don't need, or I'm relying a lot on the reference. I'm not relying on the creativity and everything. So yeah, you do need a little bit of free room, a little bit of time with that, because that can take you a bit to think about, designing this and creating this within 90 minutes. You've got to think about it. You don't always make the best decision within 90 minutes. So sometimes just taking a breather, doing an hour or something beforehand to jot down a few ideas for this, and then take it to the development stage. So kind of, I do a little bit of idea generation first, and then the concept part is the 90-minute part, turning it into the final concept. As I say, it's a final concept. It's not a full-blown painting, because it's only a 90-minute art challenge. And I don't really need a full-blown 90-minute illustration of this. It'll be cool to have. But yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed me painting this. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe down in the comments below. Keep drawing, everyone. Keep creating, and see you in the next video.